Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a little while since I made an update again. Again, I apologize for that. It's just been, as I've mentioned in previous videos, been real busy lately with my job and just haven't had a whole lot of free time to devote to putting videos on this channel. What free time I have is usually spent just relaxing, doing other things. So anyway, what I want to do in this video is sort of a vlog update. Want to talk about a couple things, a couple hard lessons that we tend to learn in this field of bodybuilding and fitness, as well as a couple updates to what I'm doing and a little announcement of sorts. So basically, the big lesson that I've already learned once, and yet I failed to put that lesson into practice again, and that is to listen to your body. A lot of times people, especially when they're starting out, they'll decide, you're going to the gym a few times a week, starting to be able to get better. You start going more, you start thinking, oh, I can handle this. You feel some pain here and there, you figure, oh, you just want to push through it. And sometimes you misinterpret, what kind of pain am I really feeling? Am I actually doing some damage? And by not listening, you then go about actually causing an injury of some sort. And I had done this when I was first starting out, my first couple months of working out. I felt a strain in my lower back one day while I was working shoulders. Instead of stopping, I just kept going through the workout, pushing through it, and that led to a bit of a pull in a muscle in my lower back, and it kept me from working out for a week, about a week. It's basically laying around, unable to do anything. Luckily at that time I happened to be unemployed, so I was able to get all the rest I needed and was able to get back to the swing of things with that lesson learned. But of course, you're never too old or too experienced to keep learning. And last week, through a series of events, I was waking up each morning with a stiff lower back. Could have been due to a few things. I was going heavier with the weights at the gym. Some days I would leave or feel a little bit, tense back there. The way I was sleeping, I wasn't getting enough sleep. I could say because of work, because of other things in life stressing me, so I wasn't getting quality sleep. I was waking up not in good positions, had crappy pillows, needed those replaced, whatever you want to call it. Things were just building up to where it was causing a tension in my lower back, a stiffness. And one morning last week, I woke up, it was back day, it was a couple weeks ago now, and I was very stiff. My initial thought was, okay, we're not going to go to the gym today. But throughout the course of the morning, I was doing stretches here and there, started loosening up. Even after carrying a couple things next door from my uncle and, feeling the strain in my back, I still, stretched, felt loose enough. I talked myself into going to the gym. And I shouldn't have, because it was back day, it was deadlift day. I mean, I should have known better. And the first set I did, I felt a pull in my back, and I stopped. And I did stop the workout this time. I didn't keep going. At least that part I caught on to, but the damage had already been done. By later on that day, I could barely walk around, and have not been back to the gym since. And there you go. I'm pretty much out of the gym now for a few weeks. I have started going to a chiropractor because this time the pain was just not going away after a series of days. So I'm on a regimen of readjustments, some electrostim therapy, which I've only gone to one treatment so far, but I'm already starting to feel a difference. She had had me set up with some stretches I can do around the house while I'm relaxing. What positions I should try to keep myself in when I am relaxed or when I'm sleeping, what I should do when I wake up, this and that. Put ice on it, not heat, because there's a lot of inflammation back there, and the ice helps loosen up the fluids, basically, whereas the heat will keep them all packed in, and that's not what I want. I need all the fluids to start moving around and everything getting loosened up. So it does seem like I'm on the mend, but as I said, big lesson there is listen to your body. If you just do not feel right when you wake up, it is okay to skip the gym for a day. Spend the day stretching, relaxing, loosen everything up. Do not push yourself in the gym, even if you are, as I was, on a complete roll for months there, where I was just steadily making more and more gains. And I just got myself into that point where I didn't want to stop making those gains. And well, I've stopped now because I was not listening to my body. So that is the number one rule there. There is a difference between pushing through like the kind of pain you get when you're just starting to work out and you just get that soreness from not using the muscles. There's a difference between that kind of pain and the type where you just feel stiff, everything's tightening up and just doesn't feel quite right when you're moving around. That's when you have to just take a day and loosen yourself back up so that you don't do what I did. And now I can't go to the gym for a few weeks, and and that does bother me. But moving on, I know I can bounce back from this, and that leads me into some of the updates. As I've said before, I've been bulking since end of September. I was about 197 weight back then. Wasn't really all ripped up, but I just was in that mode where I just wanted to try to pack on some muscle at that point. And overall, I've been pleased with how the progress has been going. I'm up to 222 point something pounds when I weighed myself last week before all this happened. I did put on some fat along the way. I got a little more lax with the diet. I wasn't eating bad per se, but I was allowing, cheats more often here and there, just, more of a if it fits your macros type scheme is what I was doing. So what I decided was, the original plan was I was going to keep bulking until mid-February when I was going on vacation for a week, come back and start my cut. As it stands now, this injury looks like it could possibly keep me out of the gym up until and through that vacation. So, and I really wanted to, the timing of everything, really wanted to start that cut, get into full gear by March. So, I figured, I was looking at myself. One thing that's always been said to me is like, just go with what you, when you're satisfied with what you see in the mirror, or you're ready to make the change one way or the other, then go for it. And I was looking at myself, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty satisfied for now with what I've put on in terms of mass over the bulk. It's not a huge amount, but it's not all going to happen at once. I know that. I'm still very much a beginner. And I'm looking forward to cutting down the fat. Maybe that will help also in the long run when it comes to lower back, because I've been getting a little bit of a bulk belly, and I'm sure that's not helping the lower back any, having a little more weight in the front there to support. Even though I used to be much larger, I still have to remember I did cut it down in the midsection quite a ways last summer. So suddenly putting on a little bit more in the belly, I'm sure was a little bit of a shock to the lower back. So figured I'll start getting into the cut now. I'm readjusting my diet already, changing my macros up. I figured that's using this downtime, I'll just use that to get the diet on track. And then whenever I'm able to go back to the gym, and working out again, start putting the cardio back in and start transitioning into this cut and see if I can what kind of results I can get for summertime this year. And that's about it for that. And a little announcement I wanted to make was I did decide to make a Facebook page also. I've been going back and forth on this with the last few days pretty much being laid up in bed all the time. Had nothing better to do than to just browse around the web and Facebook, and been seeing more like startup pages both on Facebook and YouTube popping up here and there. I've been able to catch wind of. I'm going to check them out, leave comments, subscribe to other new people starting out, and I was starting to see, like, seems to be a bit of a surge lately of these little bodybuilding and fitness channels and pages popping up, which I think is a good thing. Uh, I think more of this needs to start being spread around. It's always a good thing for more people to hear about this, learn about this. Definitely have a problem, especially here in America, with a lot of people overweight, and it just doesn't hurt to have more of this online and out there. Some people might look at it as, oh, all these, startup pages, so all they're doing is copying off these great YouTube legends. And, really, there's not much different things you can do anyway when it comes to showing bodybuilding and fitness journeys. And it really shouldn't be about who's copying off of who. It just should be about, hey, everyone's picking this up and everyone wants to just be a part of this movement that seems to be starting to happen. And I think it's a great movement to get involved with. And and I think it's also helpful to those starting out not to just see only a select few who are so far advanced and so experienced that, as down to earth and simplistic as they can make things, it still, I'm sure, could be intimidating. It was intimidating to me to see some of these great experienced guys on YouTube, and you can sit there and be like, oh yeah, I want to be like that, and okay, I'll try to listen to this, but then you still get to that point where it's like, oh, but look at where they are. I mean, of course it's easy for them to make it sound so easy, because, I mean, look at what they're doing. So I think it's good that we have all these little, smaller channels popping up, people who are at different stages of their journey. Some, intermediate, some just starting out, some just starting to make some improvements. And it's like, it's just helpful, I think, to anyone out there who's starting to get involved in this and wanting to just, see someone who is not necessarily so experienced, but, seems to start having an idea of what they're doing, and it's easier, I'm starting to ramble a little bit, but you know what I'm trying to say here. It's just helpful to see a whole variety of bodybuilding and fitness channels out there, to just see that, it's not as hard to really devote yourself to it if you really want it bad enough. And seeing a whole bunch of different people at different levels of the journey all showing the same amount of dedication, you can see, like, I can do this too. And so I made the Facebook page. I figured I have the YouTube channel. I'm very heavily addicted to Instagram, and I just figured I'm liking what I'm starting to do here, where I just feel like I'm starting to become part of this overall community, and I just want to share my journey, hopefully start giving back a little bit too. If I can start motivating others, that would just be great. I think that's what it's all about. So I've got the new Facebook page. It's called Layman's Bodybuilding and Fitness. I adopted that layman term when it came to my supplement reviews. I figured that's a good little term. I'm just going to run with that and start calling everything that. So it's going to be Layman's Bodybuilding and Fitness, because I am very much a layman in this field. I never studied it like in school or anything. I've never been certified in any sort of thing. I'm just your average person, researching it, going off of what I see others doing, learning this and that about techniques and dieting and macros and supplements and ingredients and what this does and what that does. And so I just figured call it Layman's Bodybuilding and Fitness, and that's what I intend for it to be about. Is this is a layman's journey, and it'll be kept very, my goal is to keep it very simplistic, because it has to be simple for me myself to understand. So that's how I want to portray it then out there to others, as simple as it can be, because that's how I've needed it to get to where I was. And I've got a long way to go, but I know I've made a lot of progress from where I was. So hopefully I'll be able to start giving back to the community more and help to spread it and keep it growing the way it's growing lately. So that's about it for this vlog. A little bit of rambling, a little bit longer than I originally thought it would be, but had a few things to get off my chest, and it's been a while anyway. So I'm gonna put links to the Facebook page in the description down below. Also a little link to my Instagram. Feel free to go over there and follow me. That's where I tend to stay the most active, just because I find it the easiest to update. You know, just snap a quick picture of something, you know, describe what I'm doing there, and then hashtag all over the place. I'm a little hashtag happy on Instagram. But you know, I'll put links to those two things down in the description below. Feel free to go over there, you know, like the Facebook page, follow me on Instagram, subscribe here to YouTube, spread the word around. Let's keep this community growing, I say. Eager to be a part of it. It's what the world needs more of, I think. So that's it for now. Hopefully stay tuned for more when I get on the mend more, have more stuff to do. There's the phone, so that's my cue to end this video. So take care, guys.